hello, my wonderful people. How are you doing? Hello, all of you. Good evening. Good evening. You are all welcome to another edition of Discovery Time. I could not make it last week due to some, situations, circumstances beyond my control. But we are live. We are live. Please call in the Calvary. We are live. Welcome once again to a wonderful edition of Discovery Time, where we learn, unlearn, relearn to grow. My name is Helen Aya, and I want to officially, those of you that don't know me yet, and those of you that know me, welcome you to Discovery Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I promise you, your time is going to be well spent. Your time is going to be well spent. We've been dealing with some powerful tools. I call them the 10 pillars, the 10 keys to help us on our journey of personal development and leadership growth. So if you are tuning in for the first time, you are welcome. Please do well. Try and watch the other videos on YouTube. You can find them under Clarity Rise or also under Helen Aya. You are welcome once again. I am your coach. I am an educator as well. I have passion to see us thrive, to see us, become the best version of ourselves because God made us so wonderfully. He made us fearfully and He made us with purpose in mind, with to achieve greater things than we can even imagine. So please, I come here to help us remind us of this that we are special gifts. We are special gift. Good evening, all of you. You are welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Help me call the Calvary. Help me tell them we are live and we are going to learn. We are here to learn. We are here to unlearn. We are here to relearn so that we can grow. So please help to call in the Calvary as you tune in. Thank you so much. So, like I was explaining, God made us wonderful. He made us awesome. He made us marvelous. And you are a gift. You are a gift to creation. You are a gift to yourself. And you are a gift to your generation. No matter how little you think of yourself, if you start working on that little, it will become what? Great. So this evening, we are continuing with our long-term segment sessions, editions, if anyhow you want to call it, um, of our, you know, 10 pillars, the 10 powerful keys. And the workbook is almost out. Yeah, the workbook is almost out, and I'm very excited. It's an instrument, it's a work tool, like the word says, workbook. It's to help us, reflect on certain things, pause, reflect, analyze, so that you can learn more about yourself, learn where you need to, what areas you need to change, you need to adapt so that you can become the best version of yourself. Because the worst place to be, the worst place to be for each and every one of us is to be in the version that does not reflect the best version of us. That's really the worst place to be. And that's my definition of greatness. Greatness is not in the achievement. Greatness is not in accumulation of, a whole lot of titles. Greatness is the daily effort that you make to improve each day on your yesterday, each day on the little part of you that you want to see differently. That is what greatness is all about. So stop thinking in if I achieve that, then I am great, because you can achieve that and still not be dwelling in greatness. You just have something on your name as a title or a certificate attached to you. But at the end of the day, what really do you have to show for that certificate? it might not be much. It might not be much. So greatness really is a place of dwelling. It's a dwelling place that we attain or try to maintain, sustain daily, daily. All right. And that is what discovery time is there to help us. Discovery time is help us to challenge us. It's here to, sometimes wake us up. Is here to make us reflect, think. Sometimes we don't like it. We don't want to think, but think. And today's episode is all about that. It's all about perception. Ooh. That is our number eighth key. We've seen a whole lot. We've seen principles, we've seen passion, we've seen purpose, we've seen preparation, we've seen progress, we've seen people, we've seen patience. We saw people last week, we've seen patience. And now we've landed on our eighth P, perception. And this is so powerful. The eighth key is so powerful. All the P's are powerful. That's why I call it the 10 P codes. Like if you can use it in every area of your life, in every area. Are you in leadership position? By the way, you guys know that I believe we are all leaders, right? You are a leader in the area of your functioning. Wherever you find yourself, whatever you are doing in that area, you are a leader. So when I'm talking about leadership, don't think, oh, it's not about me, because it is who you are that you represent at that role, at that function as a leader. We have leadership in different categories. I get it, I understand. But for you to understand this principle of leadership, you need to know that you yourself, you are born as a leader. You are born what? As a leader. So when you start thinking about that, when you start thinking like a leader, you start to grow. For a seed to grow into this marvelous plant or marvelous tree that blesses us with a lot of fruits, that seed must first what? Die to itself, die in the ground, and force itself out, push itself through. First of all, it is buried, and then it needs to push through. And at times, in the first stages, when it is buried, when it's down there, we might be thinking nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. But remember, that is the preparation period, because the seed is preparing itself. It's growing down first, getting solid, getting grounded. That's our principles. That's the foundation, laying the foundation before it now starts coming. It now start growing up. It now start pushing. And oh my Lord, it meets a lot of challenges. I mean, you need to push through a whole lot of sand, worms, whatsoever that will be in the way, so that it can become this mighty tree that blesses us with its fruits. And that's what perception is actually here to help us. In the preparation period, I said, if you don't prepare yourself well, you will give up. Hmm. You will be suffocated. You will run away. You will run away from the challenges. So imagine the seed decides, well, it's too hard for me to push through, so I'm just going to die. If it was an apple tree, we might not enjoy the fruits of the apple tree because the tree will never grow. If it was a mango tree, the same thing. We will not enjoy the fruit of the mango because from one seed, a whole lot of fruit comes. Why? Because it never pushed through. Now, that is the story of you when it comes to your purpose. You see how all this P is connected and how powerful they are? Because the one affects the other. And the moment you start understanding it, it will help you. It will help you in your personal development. It will help you in every area of your life. where you are, no matter the stage that you are, because we don't stop growing. You never stop growing. Remember, if you stop, the day you stop growing is the day you start dying. So please don't reach a level and think, oh, I've reached, I've arrived, I stop growing. Because you then start dying. Because whatever does not grow must die. So the whole purpose of us is that we daily grow, we learn to grow, we learn to grow. We unlearn some bad things or things that we thought, were right. And then later on we found out was it's not that, you know. So you change your view, you change your perception. Now, what is perception? Perception in our P code, I say, is the way, the lens through which we see things. The lens. It's like, seeing something through a camera. Your camera stage, like me now. I'm just in front of you here, right? With I'm staged. You are not seeing all that is before me because the camera is not facing there. You are not seeing all that is behind me as well because it's blocked. You are not seeing all that is besides me as well because the camera is what? Is framed, and it's just letting you see one particular angle. So perception is the lens through which we see things. And that lens can be so colored. That lens can be so blurred because it is what? Influenced by a whole lot of things. How we see things is influenced by a whole lot of things: ideologies, our belief system, doctrines, whatever philosophy that we allow to influence our thinking, thoughts, the thoughts. So your thinking, your thinking process, how you're brought up, the culture you live in. So perception is influenced by a whole lot, and then we see through that lens. We see through that lens and say that's the truth. We call what we see through the framed lens the truth. Why am I dwelling on this, or why do I want us to understand? And why do I put perception as a powerful tool if it's blurred? Because I want us to be aware of this. When you become aware of how your perception is formed and how you see things, you will really, you can use it in a very powerful way. And I hope by the end of this session, it will become clear how. Because I'm going to break it down to us through, how we see people, how we see challenges, and how we can turn things around or use it to our advantage. Or be careful, it doesn't what? Derive or rob us from our own blessing. Because the way we see things determines a lot. The way you approach people determines a lot. Because your approach to people is direct result of your perception. It's a direct result of what? Of your perception. So the way you approach people says a lot about how you see, the lens through which you see, which I mentioned is blurred by the ideologies, philosophy, the kind of people we listen to, the kind of people we hang around with, the family we are brought up in, the culture we are brought up in, a whole lot and a whole lot. Perception. You are boxed, framed. You see things in pieces. You see things, what? In pieces. Good evening, everyone. You are all welcome Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. And please help us do what we do best. Help us do what we do best. Help us, spread the word, because I believe we are all going to learn one or two things. And please, if you have any question, please just, put it in, write it out so that I can be able to, maybe answer one or two of your questions. All right. Let's make it interactive. I love, you know, interaction. So perception is the way we see things, which is a direct result of a whole lot of things influencing that way of thinking. Imagine the news, which we all know it's framed, right? The lens capture one particular angle of something, of a story, of a happening, of something, it's one particular angle, and then there is a camera or a news anchor that is capturing another angle. And so if you get your news from one particular source, you might not be getting the full story because it's from one particular view. Why is this important to understand, or important for you to know? If Imagine I'm a mother, right? I'm a mother of three beautiful children, and all of them are different. And even though they are, brought up, or they are from one family, they are from one family, we are training them the same way, none exempted, everyone the same way, due to their own individuality and their level of understanding, because they have what different age. So their level of understanding also blur the way they see things. The one will see it in a complete different way. Oh, well, yeah, I see it like this and like that. Why? Because that one has a different understanding of things. That one think in a different dimension. That one has been exposed to different things. And so she can form different view. And so when she sees something, will interpret it differently than the second one. And the last one is also completely different. So whenever you are approaching something, and now I'm bringing it to things, whenever you are approaching something and your view of that thing is different, or your view, you are basing only on your view and acting on it without retreating, to ask yourself, do I actually have the full picture? Do I know it all? Have I seen it all? If I change position, will I still see the same thing? Please do well to ask yourself that question. Do well to see things, try and see things from different angles. Try and put your camera, your lens in different places, because you will see different things. You will see different things. I mean, it has been proven through countless experiments how people will be seeing the same thing, will witness the same thing, yet their experience and therefore their perception will be different. They witness the same thing, yet in a police report, they might say different things of what they witnessed. Why? Due to their experience, their past experience, due to whatever mindset they were in when they were witnessing what they witnessed, and how that influenced them. And so they'll give a different account. They'll give a different report. So you need, when it comes to taking decisions, and life is all about choices. So you will have to make a choice, and you will have to take decisions on a daily basis. Do well to pause when it comes to perception. Do I have the full picture of a certain thing? Why am I reacting this way? Why is this affecting me this way? Why is it triggering? Because sometimes there is something, even on social media, you might see something, or I might pop up on your screen now, and it might trigger something. You don't know me. I don't know you. By your first encounter with me, you already have an opinion of me in your mind. Remember the word opinion. You already have formed an opinion about me without knowing me in your mind. And so, if chance happen and we happen to meet in, face to face, that opinion that you had over me is going to influence the way you see me, the way you perceive me, the way you are going to treat me based on the opinion that you have formed about me. I'm bringing it down to people. This tells us that your relationship with people is what? Based on your perception on them. Your relationship with people is built on your perception on them. Last week I was not here. So, last 2 weeks we dealt with people. How people can help us, but at the same time, if you're not careful, you allow people to destroy you. But the most important thing here is perception. If you are not careful, you allow your perception to destroy your relationship with people. If you're not careful as a leader, you allow perception of others to influence you in decision making. You know, the way we see things, the way others see things, very different. Very different. Remember the different angle that I spoke about? This one is seeing it from a different angle with their whatever they have in mind, with whatever theory, ideology, philosophy, and all that, culture, whatsoever that they are in, but also with their own desires, whatever they want, what is behind why they are pushing certain things, certain views across. So you must, as a leader, you must be what? Wise. Wisdom is a principal thing, right? In everything we are doing, we need wisdom. You need to be wise and you need to sit back and you need to try and get the view of as many as possible people. Not that it's going to, how should I say, that you are going to pick. You're going to just pick, oh, I like this one. So, yeah, I'm going to follow this. Yeah, and whatever view this person says. If you are like that, that is not good leadership skill. That is not even a leadership at all. And then you, the individual, if you're like that, you are killing yourself. You are blocking yourself from beautiful and beautiful opportunities. You are robbing yourself. And as you rob yourself, you are robbing us. I started with we are all wonderfully and fearfully made. We are gifts to our generations, right? So if you know or understand that you are a gift and you hold back on your gift, you are not only robbing yourself, you are robbing us from your beautiful gift. So have this in mind. The next time you see someone, and now I'm going to say something. When you see someone and you think, oh my Lord, this person is arrogant, why do you think that person is arrogant? What makes you like, what prompts you to start thinking that that person is arrogant? Now, mind you, another person will see this same person and say, whoa, that person is confident. One sees arrogance in the same person, the other sees confidence in the same person. How come? It's still that same one person. How come one sees arrogance and the other sees confidence? Perception. The lens through which you are seeing, the lens through which you are hearing, the lens through which you are perceiving determines a lot. It might open doors for you, but it can also block serious doors for you because it hijacks your relationship. If you perceive that one person that maybe is your destiny helper, we don't know, can maybe connect you to your destiny helper. You don't know. Remember last 2 weeks we said treat everyone with kindness. That kindness is so important. Treat everyone with what kindness, because you don't know who through who your blessings will come. And so if that person holds the key to your tomorrow and you say that person is arrogant, I want nothing to do with that person. Without checking, why do I find this person arrogant? My principles. How does it align with my principles? What led me to think that this person is arrogant? Without checking that, you might, your perception is blurred. The person that sees confidence also must ask him or herself the same question. How come I see this person? Like, I see this person as a very, someone that has healthy self-esteem. How come? Both the negative and positive. Ask yourself questions. Why am I seeing this? So that you can be able to identify when things are going off. When maybe the lens through which you are seeing and calling confidence maybe might be, corrupt, depending. You know, one is called freedom fighter, on the other side is called terrorist. How do we see things? How are we see through which lens are we seeing it? One is freedom fighter, the other is what, a rebel. How come? Who labeled who, what, and why? To which purpose? And you that you are following one label or the other, why are you following? Which lens are you using to see? It's so important to understand this, my people. See, I always say that, they say knowledge is what? Powerful. But I've been correcting us. The power in the knowledge is not the knowledge itself. Because you have a lot of knowledgeable people and you can know a lot. Information is so out there. You can know a lot. Yet, because we don't understand the knowledge, it can never work for us. That is the difference. That is what makes knowledge powerful: the understanding, the insight, and the foresight in that knowledge. So, when you have a deeper understanding in something, you can use it. That's what this 10 P is all about. For you to gain deeper understanding in them and how you can use it. Not just follow life anyhow, but be intentional, because life is what? By design. Be intentional about it. Build your life up. Build it up. And if you want to build it up, you need to understand the nature of the bricks, the nature of the materials you are using. Understand it so that you will be able to know when to use what, how to use what, and when not to use what. So, perception, how you view people around you. We said no one, we are not islands. Like, I'm sitting here in my room, I mean, in this place, and I'm discussing to you. You can view me anyhow you know I appear, how you perceive me, but without you, me being here is meaningless. Me being here is meaningless without you. So I need you not only so that you hear me out, because it's not like I'm saying anything new. That's what discovery time is all about. Not that we are discovering anything new, but to help us maybe think differently, change our perception, look things in a different way. That is what I'm here for. Because there is nothing new under the sun. That's really a truth. Like nothing. There is nothing new under the sun. So whatever we bring, whatever innovation or whatever we discover was already there. It's just that it was a time for us to now uncover it. It is not discovery if it was not already there. It was there but just hidden for us. And so the day that you uncover it is your discovering. I hope I'm making sense to us. Remember, understood knowledge is what makes knowledge powerful. So your perception of me might be different until you get to know me to match that perception, that opinion that you have already formed. It will be difficult. It will be difficult to change because you continue to see me through that what lens. And that's why it's so important when you are following, especially those of us, following one or two people. When you're following people, ask yourself, one, why am I following this person? What am I learning? What's my opinion about this person? How is this person also influencing me? Because it's not a one-way thing. It is never a one-way thing. It is always, two ways. So how is this person influencing me? How is this person influencing the way I see things, the way I hear things, the way I process things? It's so important because if you don't take time to think the things that influencing you, because they now influences how you see things. It's influencing your lens through which you see the world. And so that lens will help you see opportunities. And now I'm going to challenges. That lens will help you see opportunities in challenges or make you fearful in challenges. That lens will make you see either I'm going to freeze and stay at one place out of fear because I dare not do anything. I run away. Or I say, no matter what, I'm going to push through. I'm going to embrace my fear and move on because the only way is forward. That's me anyways. That's how I think. That's unfortunately or maybe fortunately, even when I hear a no, as long as the vision is clear, again, perception. As long as the vision is clear to me on what to do, I push forward. I push forward because going back is a no no. Not out of a misplaced, wrong thinking, but again, the vision is clear. And then sometimes when things are not going, you need to sit back. Okay, what's going on? That is why you need to regularly sit down, pause, reflect, check, prepare before you act again. You don't just continue going without thinking. Why am I seeing things like this? Why am I making the same mistakes? Why am I doing things the way I'm doing without thinking? You need to reflect and analyze things so that you learn from them and then you move what forward. So challenges, you can see them as the tools that refines you to break through, or you can see them for the dangers that they are and run away from them. It depends on your perception. It depends on how you are seeing them. Remember, two people will be witnessing the same thing. I am intentionally using witnessing and experience it differently, because we witnessing something, seeing something, does not it's not the same as how we process it and experience it. That's where perception comes in. The two will not say the same story. If their story is the same, either they have spoken to each other to align their stories, but there will be one or two things that will be different in their account. It's not that they are lying, they are saying the truth from their different angles. I mean, one may see a blue car, the other will see a black car, depending on where they are and how they saw things. Were they lying? No. The sun reflected on the other side of the car, and then the other saw it blue, while the other side was in the shadow and the other saw it black. Perfectly correct at that time and from where they were seeing things. So if you go and call the other a liar, you've made a big mistake. And if you base on that and judge that one a liar, you've made even a huge mistake. Perception. It's so powerful that if you do not take care, you really will be a false witness. You will be a false witness if you do not take care, because you will think that person was lying, and so it's no way that that person could have. It no, and you come and throw in your opinion without even knowing what the person really saw or did not see. It's easy from distance, seeing everything play out, to now be pinpointing and making giving comment. I'm saying this why? Because we are all guilty of it. We all do this one way or the other. We are all, and it influences our relationships, our growth, and therefore our development. Become aware of the way you think. Become aware of the way you see. Become aware of the way you hear and process, experience them, so that you don't, how should I say, like, take it through everything you're doing, including each and every function or role you find yourself in. You are a co-worker, you are working with someone, and you perceived your colleague in a different way. Please pause and think. And you might be right. I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm not saying that how you are seeing. No, I'm just saying become aware of the things influencing your perception, your view of certain things. So that if you need to adjust them, you adjust them before it's too late. If you need to, even if you need to apologize because you have now come to a different perception, you do it. But it's important to sit and think, why am I, why is this person, we have, there will be someone that irritates you, like, this person really irritates me. Why? Why? Why does that person irritate you? Some will say, well, the way he or she talks, I don't like it. That irritates me. Fair enough. Why? Your answer to your why is very important. And if the answer to your why is not colored in any way, then you know, oh, okay, yeah, it's okay for me to, because it's, yeah, it's not like a bias something within me, because we are all biased. We are all biased through what the lens we see things. Perception makes us, can make you very, very biased based on how you are perceiving things. It's a very powerful tool. If you get to understand it, you can use it wisely. Now, why do I say that? Because perception, in the accurate sense of it, is what we call instinct to some certain level. To some certain level. I'm not saying it's all instinct, no. To some certain level, it's partly instinct. So if your instinct that is supposed to be a pure natural thing is somehow polluted, then it becomes a problem. Then it becomes what? A problem. Because that which is supposed to be so pure and make you, sharpen you in your discerning, it becomes blur. It becomes what? Blur, based on how we allow things, people, opinions of others influence us, influence our way of reasoning. And so it blurs. You know, you meet someone and there is this normally natural instinct, and it's completely different from opinion. When your instinct is pure about a person, not just because you have just a few seconds you spend with them, you've already formed that opinion, but from observation, from observations, let me put it in plural, you now come to the level that you think, or you perceive some certain things. That is the, to perceive something, some would say to smell it, to, but it needs to come in a way that is not biased. That's why I likened it to instinct. When it is that you will be able to differentiate early enough when someone means it well with you and when not. You will be able to perceive when a situation is favorable to you or not. This is also important. And as a leader, you will be able to perceive the dynamic between your group, your team, and how to change it or how to harness it to or for the betterment of your organization. If you are not able to perceive things and then use it or harness it to better your own life, you are cheating yourself. That's why I'm saying perception is such a powerful tool. If you don't understand it and do not understand, one, the consequences of that tool, that key, you also don't have the, how should I understand, the foresight of what it can, the consequences, that is actually the consequences. You now rob yourself from a whole lot of opportunities and therefore limit your growth. So perception is so important. Perception is what's so important. Imagine As you're watching me, I wish someone would tell me, well, I perceive you like, and it's fair, it's your perception. All I'm asking is please sit and think and try to figure out what led you to that perception. Try to understand how you arrived at that conclusion of your perception. That's all I want you to do when it comes to perception. What is making you see things the way you see them? What is influencing you to see things the way you see them? And is it a good way? Is it a way that, is not healthy? Is it a way that is building you up? Is it a way that is blocking your relationship with others? And in which way? Think about them. Think about them so that you correct where you need to correct and don't miss out on a beautiful opportunity or chance with someone or in a situation. Opinions. In the news, you have, let's say, they use all media use it, even social media use it. What most of the time you get to see on your social media feed is what they perceive you like based on what the things you've been watching. So there, we all know they work based on algorithms. Um, it's not like poof by accident you are seeing some certain things. They are trying to see. Sometimes out of curiosity, they will push something through to see your reaction. If you stay on or you don't stay on, then they know, okay, this type of thing is not. It doesn't interest you. So they will be bringing things that they perceive as your interest field. Companies use it. How do you think that a demand for a product is created? It's not that the people demanded it, but it is from what? From the perception of someone. I think this will be a very interesting product. And I perceive that people will be interested in it. I perceive. And they seize that opportunity and create it and then now sell it. And the advert is, you need this. The advert will not be, oh, well, I don't know if you really need this. No, it will be, you need this. Why? It makes your life so easy. You need this. Like, look at how easy it makes your life. And then conviction starts to happen. You start getting convicted. Yes, I need this. Oh, yes, I need this. And your perception changes to that thing that before you actually did not need and you were perfectly okay. So demand is created through what? Perception. Companies run, I mean, political parties as well. They run on themes and theories that they perceive that the majority of people will like. So, because they perceive that the majority of people will like it, they run with it. They go with it. They push it because they perceive. Now, it might be that the majority of people are even not busy with that, but because they now push it through as an agenda and now start promoting it as a need, you start thinking, oh, okay, yeah. I think I need this. I see the need for this. Yes, I think I need it. And then it starts. And then it starts. We are living in propaganda world. Everything around us is all about propaganda. Please, let's become aware of that. That's what I want us to become aware of. Your own biases, become aware of the biases of the others, become aware of why some certain agendas are being pushed through and why you feel the need to change your own thinking to match what is being pushed through, and now you take it up, as in you internalize it, and it becomes part of you, and you think, but that's how I see it. But if you start to sit and think things through, and analyzing things very well, you will get to a conclusion. How come this is influencing me so much? Or where did it start? So, all over us, your social media feed, all of them, all of them, they use this algorithm to bring you what they perceive from you that you will be interested in. And so, you really, if you are not the type that actively go and search for, other news or other things to consume on your social media, you will be getting limited, but really limited views or things all the time, just the one way things. And then your world will become just that. Your world will become just what? Just that thing around you there. And you think, well, the whole world must be thinking like that. The whole world must be thinking like me because that's what I'm seeing all the time on social media. Well, no, there is a lot going on, other things going on, but it's you that need to now break that thing of that limitation of one way view, so that you start looking different ways. You start looking at different things. You start getting different information in. Then it becomes they now need to figure out, and you'll be classified as the undecided. you If it comes to politics, if it comes to social media, and it will become like, okay, this vast majority of people, including this A, B, and C, are undecided. Like they are in the middle, they are in the centrum, everything goes, they are not left, they are not right, they are not this, they are not that, they are there in the middle. So if you are able to convince them with this or that, maybe you get them to your wagon, or maybe you get them the other side. And so the battle is always for the undecided. It's never for the ones that are decided. The ones that are decided, they know they are the base. So the battle becomes now for what? The undecided. So when some things are coming your way, please do well. Please do well and ask yourself, how is this coming? Why am I getting this? Good evening. Good evening, all. Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you. Thank you so, so much. How are you doing, Newton, and all on TikTok? Thank you so much for tuning in. So be careful, be very careful of what you watch. Television programs, the same thing. Programs are made to based on the perceived interest of the public. Why? If the public likes it, they will watch it more and therefore more money. Everything is created based on perception. That's how powerful perception is. That's how powerful perception is. So if you understand it as a business person, you can use it wisely. If you understand it as a leader, you will harness it wisely. If you understand it in your own personal development growth, you will become very careful and know how to harness it and filter, filter. Oh, please filter the information you get, sift it, because it is designed to blur your look. It is designed, it is an intentional something that is pushed out there. You just taking it over, you just eating without thinking, without filtering, without searching for other angles to look, other ways, other framing, to see how in the different ways they are framed. You limit yourself, and now your perception, your lens becomes blurred. If you don't watch this, if you're not careful with it, and you run just blindly with things, we create then a society of just what? Because it is said so, and because I have come to understand it to be so. And when we are talking about critical thinking is not being against everything and anything. No. Critical thinking is not, oh, I think differently. Well, fine, but what does it make you? You think differently about what? And how differently do you think? And why do you think different? Like, become aware of things and know what you stand for. Remember, principle. Know what you stand for, know why you think, and especially with the purpose, your purpose in mind, why you see things like this, A, B, or C, and what other things are influencing that lens. Because no matter what, we see things like this. You need to force yourself to see things like that. And to see things like that, you need to seek. The Bible says, seek and ye shall find. Seek. Seek for knowledge. Seek for things. Seek for truth. Seek for understanding. Because if you don't, you have the knowledge, but you don't understand it. Remember, you are not powerful. You can only be powerful when you understand the knowledge that you have, the knowledge that you have consumed. If you understand it, that is what makes you powerful. That's the difference between wisdom. I don't want to say the other side of wisdom. You know, ignorance. Dr. Miles said something, Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said, ignorance is the worst enemy of man. And honestly, the more I think about it, I like it's just the truth. We focus like we believers, we focus so much on sin, and yes, you need to become aware of certain things, but the most important thing that you need to be more aware of is the opposite of knowledge. Well understood is the opposite, ignorance. And the Bible says, lack of knowledge. My people perish due to lack of knowledge. It is not that the knowledge is not there, it is the understanding of that knowledge, because the scripts are there. They read it, they see, but they lack the insight of the information. So the light that is supposed to shine to broaden their view, to broaden their perception, is not there. And it's the same with us. We have information like I don't know what around us, yet we are honestly the less or the least knowledgeable, because we think, oh, if I want to know something, I just call in chat GPT or whatever it is, and it will tell us. You know that till today my students really laugh at me because I cannot. It took me long to say chat gp. They had to repeat it. No, no, ma, it is chat, because I was saying chat gpt, chat ma, it is chat gpt. Like, we cannot believe you can't even say it. Yeah, I don't say because I don't. If you allow your thinking, your perception, and everything to be influenced by something that has been put in by other people's opinions and knowledge, and y- come on, think, please. Sit. We have supercomputers, we have super brains, and they are meant for us to think. They are meant for us to use. Whatever you don't use dies. Whatever you don't use cannot bless you, especially when it comes to our brain. The part of your brains that you don't use, you don't develop it. Good evening, all. Chiamaka, you are welcome. Benjamin, Newton, all of you. Kautar, I'm seeing a whole lot of names here. I'm sorry if I've not been mentioning names. That's how passionate I am about what I do. But I just really want us to, you know, be become more of aware of the things that influences us, the things that influences our seeing, your perception. You can either use it, harness it wisely, or unfortunately, it will be used against you to rob you from where you're supposed to be, one, who you're supposed to be, and the people you're supposed to be hanging out with. Perception is a powerful tool. Those that are wise have known how to harness it and create a demand out of it. When I say demand, I don't only mean, you know, a product per se, but also in relationships. Also what in relationship, how you relate with the other, how you build your relationship up. Perception is, if you perceived someone based on what you have heard about the person without knowing them, you've heard about them, and based on that, you have formed an opinion about them, and so you knowingly or unknowingly you treat them based on what you have heard. You see them based on what you have heard. You don't even know them, but you start treating them based on what you have heard. And that is how we are living life. That is how a lot of us make decisions. You see someone, I don't like this person. But I heard he or she is this and that and that. Oh, please take time to sit through your perceptions. How do you perceive someone and why? How do you perceive a thing and how do you relate? How do you react to them? Because how you see it is going to determine how you react. Your reaction is going to, match your seeing. Is it based, anchored in unbiased truth? Is it anchored in, how should I say it? Is it anchored in truth? Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself through the lens you see the world, or through the lens the world wants you to see. Become aware of who you are, become aware of how you see things and why you see them the way you see them, so that you are not pushed. You are not, thrown, played ping pong here and there, and this one is going, so we go with that, and that one, no, 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 you are not joining the right crowd because, this is now the happening. Don't become like that. Especially, I'm talking now to our young public. When I am teaching my students about critical thinking, oh, we go on a journey. And it's not just to say doubt everything. No, no, don't doubt everything. But please make sure that whatever you are holding on as truth is founded. It is what? Founded. It is grounded in something, and you are holding it as truth for a reason. Not the reason that because my mama and my papa and my this and my that and everyone told me. Okay, that is your number one awakening of awareness. I hold this opinion, or I hold this view based on A, B, and C that have influenced me. When you become aware of that, it becomes easy to recognize some certain things and then ask yourself just honest questions. Fine, this influence, that influence, that influence. What do I myself now hold dear? How do I want to see things? Based on what? Every one of us must make it up for themselves. But whatever you do, please make sure that the other P's are aligned with it. That your principle is grounded. Like that's the foundation. You have solid principles because that is the lens through which you see the world. Principles. That your passion to do things, to change things, is not based on because you are being forced, not because you are being pushed, not because no, it's from deep within. That is the fire that ignites everything. Your purpose. If your purpose is clear, your perception will be sharpened in the right, in the direction of your purpose. And then how you prepare for all that will become now, you know, clear and easy. You become aware of the biases and work towards, not allowing those biases to influence you in your decision making. Because what that also do is it works on your emotion, and you start making decisions based on impulse, emotions. No, we shouldn't allow that to influence us in any ways. In any way, you should not allow that to influence you. So become aware of those things. Let the other piece guide you and align you with this perception, especially people, the people factor. We miss a lot because of our perception of people, because of the way we have come to see them based on whatsoever reasons we had. Your perception matters. And remember, the people you mingle with have a way of bringing you up or bringing you down. So become aware of that. And I pray that, as we become more and more aware of who we are and the things influencing us, we will also adapt our view, our perception on them. And we will be able to make wise decisions before we are what? Before they influence us negatively, or before we allow them to take us on a journey that is not meant for us. We are not meant to all to go this through the same journey or the same road. Anyways, I hope you've been blessed. If you have any questions, please let me know. Let me hear before I say bye bye. If you have any questions, please let me hear from you. If you don't, I hope you've been blessed. And please join me next week as I will be talking about really launching the workbook, and then discussing also about the last 10P. Um, the two, because we have two to go, but I will be discussing, I'll be showing you the workbook because I believe it's an instrument to help us to think, to reflect, just an instrument to help you, right? Most of us don't do that enough, but we have to remember life is by design, and how you design it is how it's going to work for you. All right, stay blessed. If there are no, I've not seen any question, I've not seen anything popping up. Unless you've asked your question and I did not see, please can you repeat it, because I've been looking through the comments Also here, I've not seen questions popping up, so it means no one has question. And so then I am going to end here because if you leave me, I can talk. um, but I only want to talk or say the needful, say what is needed and what will help us. So your take home, be aware, be aware, become aware, become aware, become aware of the things influencing you, become aware of the way you see, the lens through which you see, become aware that everything around you is one way or the other designed to push you to think in a particular way. Once you start having and know that, you will start to discern some things. And so that pure spirit in perception will become alert. You become more and more awakened to that because that is really what we need. That the purest form of perception that is to help us to discern so that we'll be able to take wise decision. To discern so that we'll be able to understand the behavior of people so that we'll be able to know how to deal with people in situations. You know, when the Bible says the sons of Issachar, they had understanding in times and season. It means they had a discerning spirit in time and season. They could perceive what each season was saying and was in each season. That is how powerful perception is. So when I say it's a powerful tool, it's a powerful. I want you to understand the power in it, so that when you are using it or you want to use it, you know how to filter through all the noise, filter through all the deception, and come to the core of what really matters, so that it will help you. All right, that's your take home. So please join me next week. I have to round up, unfortunately. Join me next week where we'll be discussing more and more about the other piece and also the workbook that is out and how you can um, get it. All right. Stay blessed and please help us do what we do best, spread the word. I come once a week live, so I try to make the best out of the time, and so that we can all be blessed once a week on all social platform, on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, um, once a week. I'm not trying Instagram yet because it's too much for me. Too much for me. So, anyways, thank you all. Stay tuned. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we'll see each other next week.